Stop for a moment. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you can, and ask yourself one simple question. Are you truly living, or just surviving? Most people wake up every day, put on the same clothes, take the same route, think the same thoughts, and feel the same emotions, believing they're in control. But in reality, they're just following a script they never wrote. A script shaped by fear, by doubt, by routine, and by the voices of the world that say what is safe, what is right, what is realistic. Those voices have been around since you were a child. They told you not to dream too big, not to take risks, that life is hard, unfair, limited. And over time, you believed them. Napoleon Hill called this state drifting, a mental fog that keeps you from thinking for yourself. You react, you repeat, you wait, and deep down something feels off. You know you were meant for more, but you can't quite see what. Drifting doesn't scream. It whispers. It disguises itself as normal life. It traps you in routines that drain your energy, your purpose, your identity. It turns you into a spectator of your own story. But here's a truth that most people never face. You're not bound by chains of steel. You're bound by chains you can't see. Chains made of fear, guilt, and mental programming. And the key to breaking them is not outside you. It's within. Fear is the most powerful weapon ever used against you. But it doesn't need to be destroyed. It needs to be understood. Fear is not your enemy. Fear is a signal, a guide. It shows you exactly where your next level is hiding. Think about it. How many big decisions have you avoided because of fear? How many chances have you let slip away? How many times have you silenced your truth just to please others? How often have you sabotaged yourself before even trying? You were not born for that. You were born with one of the greatest gifts of all, the power to think for yourself, to question, to choose, to build a life that aligns with your truth. But the world is afraid of people who think, because people who think don't blindly follow. They don't just accept, they don't settle. People who think are dangerous, because people who think are free. And a free mind is the greatest threat to control. Hill said, "The devil has no power over those who know what they want." And when you don't know what you want, anything can control you. Any opinion can sway you. Any fear can stop you. Any distraction can dominate your life. But when you decide your purpose, when you find a why so powerful that nothing can shake it, everything changes. You stop hiding. You stop running. You stop living someone else's life. And you start becoming who you were always meant to be. Everything you need is already inside you. Not in another book. Not in another course. You just need to wake up. You just need to remember who you are. You are not your fear. You are not your past. You are not their opinion. You are mind. You are consciousness. You are power. You are choice. And from the moment you claim that, the game changes. A free mind doesn't bow to fear. A free mind turns pain into power, turns doubt into action, turns the past into fuel. This isn't just another motivational message. This is a call to awaken, a reminder of your power, an invitation to take your life back. Because you don't have to keep drifting. You don't have to stay small. You don't have to be silent. You can rise. You can take the wheel. You can lead your own mind. Today, you have two choices. Stay in the comfort zone, or step into your purpose. Keep living in fear, or become the master of your mind. Choose with courage. Choose with clarity. Because the world needs awakened minds. And it starts with yours. A free mind is not born by accident. It's created through fire, through pressure, through decision. The world doesn't reward clarity. It rewards conformity. It rewards those who follow the rules, stay quiet, and don't ask too many questions. But you weren't born to be rewarded. You were born to wake up. And the first step is this. Recognize how you've been programmed. From the moment you were born, society handed you a script. Go to school. Follow the system. Don't question authority. Work. Consume. Repeat. But have you ever asked, who benefits from your obedience? Who wins when you doubt yourself? Who profits from your fear? Who gains when you stay small? Napoleon Hill said the greatest weapon used by the devil is not violence or chaos. It's subtle. It's invisible. It's mental drift. a state where you stop thinking intentionally and let the world think for you. You scroll, you numb yourself, you escape, you say, "I'll start tomorrow." But tomorrow never comes, because drifting doesn't feel like failure, it feels like comfort. It feels like a cozy prison with invisible walls. And the longer you drift, the harder it becomes to remember what freedom even feels like. But here's the truth. You were not created to drift. You were created to direct, to design, to lead. And that starts with purpose. A man without purpose is easy to control. A woman without direction becomes fuel for someone else's dream. But when you know what you want, truly know, the noise gets quieter. The fears lose their grip. The mind begins to focus like a laser. Purpose gives birth to discipline, and discipline is the bridge between who you are now and who you're capable of becoming. You don't need more motivation. You need alignment. You need inner truth. And you need to commit, even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's uncomfortable, because that's where the drift ends. Every great mind in history, every leader, every innovator, every free thinker had to break free from the matrix of mediocrity. They had to go against the grain. They had to face fear, not run from it. And so will you. Fear is not the enemy. It is your mirror. It shows you where you still need to grow. It reveals where the chains are, and it dares you to break them. But to do that, you must take full responsibility. No more blaming. No more waiting. No more hoping the world will change. You change. Because your life is a reflection of the thoughts you choose to entertain. Your results mirror your inner conversations, and your freedom begins the moment you say, "Enough. Enough of being average. Enough of playing small. Enough of dimming your light to make others comfortable." You were not made to be invisible. You were made to shine, to rise, to build something so powerful, so purposeful, that fear becomes irrelevant. A free mind isn't one without fear. It's one that no longer obeys it. And once you stop obeying fear, you stop obeying limits. You stop obeying lies. You stop obeying the version of yourself that was never truly you. You return to truth, to strength, to power. This is not easy work. It will cost you comfort. It will cost you approval. It will cost you the old identity you've outgrown. But what you gain in return is everything. Because once you own your mind fully, nothing and no one owns you ever again. Every single day, you're faced with two paths. One leads back to comfort, the other to growth. One keeps you safe, the other sets you free. But freedom isn't safe. Freedom demands everything from you. Truth, courage, responsibility, discipline. And most people are not willing to pay that price. They'd rather stay comfortable, controlled, and quiet. But deep down, they're aching for more, for meaning, for themselves. Because the truth is, you cannot feel fully alive when you're not fully honest with yourself. You were not born to play roles, to follow blueprints, to repeat someone else's idea of success. You were born to think, to question, to build a path so unique that the world has no choice but to take notice. But that requires work, inner work. It requires silence, reflection, discomfort, and above all, it requires a decision to no longer drift, a decision to no longer be a passive character in your own story, a decision to show up fully, even when you're scared, even when it's dark, even when no one believes in you yet, because belief starts within. It's not handed to you. It's forged in fire. Every day, life will tempt you to forget, to slip back into the fog, to numb, to hide, to shrink. But now you know. You know the cost of drifting. You've seen what's at stake. And that awareness is your weapon. With it, you can break patterns. You can rise above the noise. You can protect your mind like a fortress and lead your life with purpose, with intensity, with full presence. This is not a game. This is your one life, your one shot. And you don't owe it to anyone but yourself to make it count. So stop waiting. Stop delaying. Stop asking for permission. Start now. Start where you are, with what you have, with who you are, because that's enough. And as you grow, you will become more. You will expand. You will evolve. You will break every limitation that was ever placed on your name. Your mind is your greatest tool, your clearest mirror, your fiercest weapon. And the moment you take full control of it, nothing can hold you back. Not fear, not failure, not doubt, not even the past. From this moment forward, you walk different. You speak different. You choose different. Because now, you know who you are. And no one can take that from you again. So stand tall. Walk forward. Own your life. And let the world feel the force of a human being who is finally awake. You were always enough. You were always capable. You just forgot for a while. Now you remember. Thank you for listening. Thank you for choosing to rise. And thank you for doing the work most are afraid to do. Until next time, stay free. Stay focused. Stay awake. Your time is now.